Welcome back, everyone, to Housewives Nightcap on Access Hollywood. We're taking a little bit of a pivot this week. We want to mix it up with one of our Bravo adjacent shows called Summer House. If you don't know it, you need to check it out now.
Sleeping on it.
Our first guest, our first Summer House guest is Carl.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We want to first start out, me and Lauren were talking about this for speaking to you, and we both just before anything wanted to offer our condolences to you for the loss of your brother. We're so sorry for what you've been through. How are you doing?
I mean, everything that I can control in my life, I'm doing really well. I've actually, it's been a lot. I mean, honestly, living it back in August was a lot, and then obviously reliving it in front of national TV. I mean, it's the most, last week when I embraced Lindsay, I mean, that's the most vulnerable I've ever been in my entire life. Yeah. And it's on TV. So yeah, it's been a lot emotionally. But I can honestly say I've put a lot of work in, and I'm, meditating, acupuncture, I go to therapy, doing all the things that I can control that'll help me not be triggered by, some of this stuff, or, trust me, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. And I'm just looking forward to moving past it, because there's more to me just besides sobriety or my brother. Like I have a lot more stuff going on in my life than that. So it's been exhausting and overwhelming, truthfully.
Yeah, I understand. I have a lot of addiction surrounding me, and I lost my boyfriend actually 5 years ago to overdose. So, watching you, I understand, and grief is a process. Be kind to yourself, take your time.
The silver lining in it all, this is the thing that kind of keeps me and my family somewhat sane, is the fact that we can potentially help people by sharing this story. I didn't expect to have to face this publicly like I did, but obviously the world works in mysterious ways. So clearly there's an opportunity to, for my brother's story to be told, and hopefully it can help others. And that's the silver lining. So I hold on to that. And other than that, it's been really, really tough.
Well, we're giving you a big hug, Carl, even though we don't know you, and that would be really weird for us to squeeze you.
Amid a pandemic as well.
Yeah.
But it's like a virtual.
But if I could, I want to give you a big hug, because I know a bit about how it is, and it's not pleasant. So, we do, we're sending love to you. And there is a lot more about you that we want to talk about. I love Carl 2.0. Like, I don't know if that's something you did on purpose. We know that you wanted to lighten the drinking, but you're really coming into your own as a man. Is that right?
I'm not sure what you mean by 2.0, because that was season 2 and we're on season 5. So this is 5.0 you're watching.
5.0, okay.
Obviously the pandemics, I think a lot of us have pre-pandemic who we are and post-pandemic who we are. And then add in prior to the pandemic was, taking better care of myself, going to therapy. But when you watch yourself on TV over the last couple of years and you get told, I've been told on the street, you're a piece of asshole. When you get told that thousands of times over the course of 5 years, it takes a toll on you. So I've learned a lot by watching myself. I've also just made changes that I needed to make for myself, and that's obviously translating to TV. But I've never done anything specifically to I'm going to change my life so I can look good on TV. I've had a lot of challenges in my life. I'm very flawed. I've got a lot of problems. So I've doing a better job managing those things. But it's been quite the journey. So I appreciate you guys, staying along for the ride with me.
But last night we saw you end up leaving the house to be with your mom, be with your stepdad and your dad. Do you come back?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Good.
That was my main thing. I was is Carl going to come back? I hope we keep seeing Carl.
Yeah, I think you'll see kind of the inner debate that I've had about it.
Okay.
I didn't go home for my mom's wedding, which was a week before that, because of COVID and just being completely safe and just not wanting to, if I go somewhere coming back, I could risk the rest of the house. So it made me seem a little weird now. I can't believe you wouldn't go to your mom's wedding. But back in August, that was a very scary proposition, traveling and going to a wedding with older people. And then a week later, obviously my brother passing, I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be there for that. If I'm going to get sick to go home, I was willing to do that for myself, even though that's maybe a little selfish, but I do come back. I do come back. It's, you'll have to see how long I was gone for, but I do come back.
Okay.
Good.
But we need to talk about then the drama that is going in the house, because there is a lot with Hannah, with Kyle. Whose side were you on during all of this?
Listen, Hannah's dug into their relationship multiple times now, and that's a big sore spot. And honestly, I mean, I know Kyle and Amanda incredibly well. I spend a lot of time with them on day-to-day working, and they're in the best place they've ever been, and they've put a lot of work in their relationship. And at that point, for Hannah to keep digging into old is low. And, you know, actually she's friends with Amanda, and she's basically saying Amanda's a doormat. So that was where some of that tension came from. I know, you know, Kyle and Hannah are very type A and competitive. Kyle's got his business. Hannah's got her comedy career. It's like, who's doing better than the other? I think there's other stuff that's, you know, that is hard to explain. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking that I'm sure you maybe would understand. And, you know, when you spend a lot of time that you're off camera, certain things happen and people get jealous or people get upset. I think it's dumb, truthfully, a lot of it, but, you know, Hannah likes to talk shit. I know Kyle, when he gets fired up, can get a little crazy. So I wasn't actually there for some of the fighting, so I haven't seen it either, truthfully, because I wasn't there.
Well, we have to ask your opinion on Hannah's recent engagement. Emily sent me like their announcement yesterday, and I was like, "Wait, what? What?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for her. I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think we're all like, "Whoa!" You know, to each his own. As long as Hannah's happy, that's all we care about. At least all I care about. But yeah, I think we were just as surprised as everybody else.
Yeah, it feels really fast. I mean, they met in quarantine, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know exactly when they met, but there's definitely some interesting overlap that I would have been burned at the cross for, but, you know, she's happy, and that's all that matters. So.
I see. Well, have you talked to Luke about it yet?
How's Luke holding up with this? Does he even care?
We're on a group chat with me, Kyle, and Luke. I sent it to them because I saw it yesterday, and, you know, Luke's first response is, "I'm happy for her." I mean, that's, whether people like Luke or not this season, he is a good guy deep down. I think he's got a great heart. I feel bad for him a little bit this year. He's definitely taken a beating. I know what it's like. But, you know, I think Luke's a very mature guy. You know, I think he's happy for her. That's all he wanted, was Hannah to be in a good relationship with a good guy, and Des seems to be that guy.
Have you guys met him? Has anyone?
I met Des. Okay. I met Des a few times. Nice guy. I mean, I didn't have a ton of time with him, but yeah, it seems like it seems like a good guy. They were very together when I was around them, so I didn't get a ton of one-on-one.
I'm looking forward to seeing you as a groomsman in the wedding, or on Hannah's side.
I know, I did see one thing. It was like some Bravo fan page where it's like, the only person we are certain that will go to this wedding is Carl.
To Hannah's wedding?
Yes, it was
I don't even know if I'll be invited. Honestly, I'm not even banking on that.
I think so. I think we'll see the Summer House cast. I want to ask you about Sierra, who I feel like, I mean, I love her. I think she's just coming off so the voice of reason. Do you do express interest in Sierra? Do we see that go anywhere?
Yeah, no, I've been asked this question a few times. I mean, number one, Luke is my friend, and Luke has a history with Sierra. That's
right.
It. I would never cross that line.
Okay.
Besides Summer House, there is a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors going around with Winter House. And I know some of your cast are involved in it. So can you tell us, are you a part of Winter House?
I am not a part of Winter House.
Do you know anything about Winter?
I mean, again, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. I'm going through one of the hardest times of my entire life, and being in an environment like that wouldn't do me any justice. And there's a lot of other things I can focus on back in New York, like Loverboy, taking better care of myself. Yeah, I'm happy for everybody up there. It just wasn't the right timing for me.
Well, as you said, you're going through a lot right now. Have you thought about if you would be back for season 7?
Season 6, it would be potentially.
Is it season 6? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they want me back, I'm always, listen, I love the Hamptons. I was going out there before we ever did the show. A few of us actually would go to the Hamptons before the show ever started. Some of us, never really did, but Yeah, I listen, if they want me to be a part of it, I would be open to that for sure. But who knows? I mean, you never know what happens one season to the next. So fingers crossed, but if I don't get picked, I have other things in my life I can do.
You still living with Lindsay? Didn't you guys become roommates during the pandemic or something? No?
No. I live in the same building as she lives in.
Okay.
I moved into her building in December, just this past December. She moved into another unit on the like top floor, and I just have another unit. I mean, she's one of my best girlfriends. I think, especially everything I'm going through and being in a pandemic of not a lot going on, she's a great friend to me. And being close, I thought would be fun. How many chances do you get to live near one of your best friends? So yeah, it's been great so far.
I really want to see you and Lindsay together at some point, like down the road.
Never gonna happen.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think after last season I was so excited, and then you guys tried it, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was worth trying. I mean, very slightly try. But
yeah, you guys didn't really try.
Yeah, we did.
You're both in a very different place now. I'm just saying, but obviously, it's not up to me.
Yeah. No, listen, I love Lindsay, but we're not. It's not. There's not.
He's like, big no.
There's not a romance there. It's a very different feeling. You can be best friends with someone, but also not have that same romantic feeling.
We will see. Before we let you go, like, how would you tease the rest of this season for us?
I mean, do you want a good tease or a bad tease? I mean, it's the darkest season we've ever had, ever. At least, just again, I'm saying it from my perspective of dealing with the loss of my brother and trying to kind of have the rest of the summer to have fun. It's dark. You probably get a little bit more under the hood about who we are and our personalities and our day-to-day work. But yeah, I mean, we sprinkle in some fun. There's some good theme parties at the end. And then I think we cap it off with Kyle and Amanda's weddings.
I think this is a given, but the rest of your castmates have been super supportive of you.
Just in general, or?
Just in general, yeah. I mean, you just said, like, you're going through so much. This is the darkest moments of your life that, have happened, and you're with a group of people. I would imagine they have been super supportive.
Yeah, no, they've been unreal. I mean, you'll probably see, again, I haven't seen the rest of the season. I was there, but yeah, I mean, everybody top to bottom was incredibly supportive. Yeah, I mean, they're all my real friends. I mean, CR being new, even she was incredibly supportive, and not even really knowing me that well. And, she's a nurse, so that I think helps having her background. But no, everybody top to bottom has been amazing.
Well, thank you for coming on, and thank you for being so open with us. Like you said in the beginning, like, this is helping other people. And I know, like, being vulnerable is hard, but I can't imagine this not helping so many other people.
Yeah, I hope so. It's still very raw and fresh, so I'm still going through it. One
day at a time.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to be out there tonight's episode and the following. And not that I love my brother, but I want to move on with my life.